Which version of Lego Fluffy is the best? Let me know in the comments below. The original Fluffy came out in set number 4706, The Forbidden Corridor. Would you believe that it came out in 2001, 20 years before this new one? And these are the only two versions that we have right now. Kind of hard to believe. This one clearly is not brick built. This one is more of a model type of figure. And it's kind of built from, two separate chunks here. And then you have the heads separate also. But you have the legs, which don't move and, well, really don't look a whole lot like dog feet. I mean, dog legs and feet, not great, okay? Not great. But, I mean, I'm not dissing this figure because I still love Fluffy, and for the longest time, this was the only Fluffy that we had. So I was super excited that we had this at all. And for its time, this was a really good figure. It's even got the detail of, the little tail on the back, which I think is cute. The legs are black and then the rest of him is brown, which I find a little odd, but, I'm not really surprised given the time period that we're looking at for this piece. And then, so the heads, you can move them a little bit, but see the other heads kind of get in the way of moving them. Although if you close both of the outside ones, then you can open the middle one all the way. Not so much with those. You can open it a good ways, but not as far as the middle one. You can see this bottom part, the jaw, totally looks like the jaw from a lot of creatures from the early days of Lego. It looks like the mouth of like a lot of dragons and things like that. That's the general shape of it. And the head pieces themselves, they do detach if you want to. You can see that joint right there. You can take them off if you want. But they're basically, all three are the same. Although it is kind of interesting, they actually did put like little dots right here, kind of to add some detail to the side of the face. So, I think this was a really, really great version of Fluffy for 2001. 20 years later, we got a new version of Fluffy, and I really hope it's not another 20 years before we get another version, because as much as this one I think is cool, I think that they could still improve it further. So this one obviously is a brick built version. You do have the head pieces that are just kind of chunk pieces, and you cannot open the mouths like you could on the old one. But you do have three different versions of the face. You have completely awake, foaming at the mouth. You have one side awake and then one side sleeping for the middle one. And then on this side, you have just the sleeping face, which I do really like. So you can turn it this way and he's sleeping, this way and he's awake. So that I think was a really great idea to give it that option like that. But the brick built part leaves a little to be desired. I don't think the legs really look like legs and dog feet. I think that they could find a better way to do the feet. I really think they could. I do like that they can move. It's definitely an improvement on the old one. You can actually make him kind of look like he's sleeping if you want to do it like that. I know that kind of popped apart there. But you can make him kind of lay down like he is sleeping. So that I do like this version does give you that option. You can move the legs around and he's got this cute little tail that moves too. So it's good, but it's not perfect either. A great improvement, but I am hoping that Lego gives us another version, in the not too distant future. Like I said, I'm hoping that we don't have to wait another 20 years for the next one. Now, if you actually want to compare the two versions of Fluffy and say which one really is the better version, that I think is debatable because it depends on what you're looking for. The original 2001 one, it's really great for a lot of reasons, and most of it has to do with nostalgia. Let's be perfectly honest. It was the only one for so long that it just became amazing just because it was the only option for Lego or Lego Fluffy. That was it. But now let me point out some things. If you look at the actual Fluffy from the movie, like take a look at this picture of the actual Fluffy. Which one really looks more like it? Well, that's going to have to be the newer one. The faces on the newer one look better because, one, you actually have the details, the extra printing on the face to make that look a little different. And also the ears actually do lay down more like this, the way they're designed in the newer one. The real Fluffy really didn't have these pointy ears like this. They laid down more like this. So, that's great. And like I said, the ability to actually move the legs and the tail, that makes a big difference. So for me, I have to say I like the 2021 one. And that's hard for me to admit because I really loved the original Fluffy. But I think they did a great job improving it for 2021. And I'm still hoping that they make another version. Maybe in a few years from now, they'll make another one that's like the perfect version of Fluffy. That's what I'm waiting for. Because, we got a great improvement here, but I think they could do even better. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I will see you guys next time.